giving you a per square feet rate doesn't work in a how to think when you are trying to invest. People who are able to think like you think for your house, they should be the ones who should be designing and executing your house. Hi, my name is Rimji. I am one of the directors at 100 Crafts, and today we will be talking about what is the value add that we get when we are into the consulting part of the interior process. Why do we need a consulting part? And is it relevant? Is it valid? So here we go. We'll start with some basic questions that one should ask themselves before they plunge into the discussions of interiors. So the very first questions that people should ask themselves are why do we actually need interiors? Is it just for storage purposes? Is it only convenience that we are looking at? Are there aesthetic factors? You're fond of certain things which you would like to be placed in your house? Is it just for good space management, or a little long-term future prospect and good, just good looks? What are we looking at? Why do you want your interiors to be done? These questions are the very basic ones which start off your thought process for the interiors. Now, let me tell you that not only these, but there should be a few more questions that you as a family should discuss among yourselves. And I feel the answers to a lot of them can be discussed only when you have an expert with you who has been doing this for a long time. Like, how do you want to utilize a certain area? Like, suppose you want the place to be your study room. So, do you just want that to be a study room? What kind of files and books should be placed there? How it should be placed? What is the best way to place them? Similarly, for other areas, it's kitchen, it's your master bedroom. We all know that master bedroom needs a wardrobe and a bed, and maybe a study or a side table or a nightstand. However, do you want the room to relax, or do you want the room as your most important working space? The guest bedroom, are your parents going to stay there, or they are going to visit occasionally, or it is going to be used as a multifunctional room? Now, what is the use of the space? What is the use of that corner? That has to be defined within your family. And what are the best options that can be done in that space that a consultant can tell you, looking at all the factors that have been discussed between all of you. So let me get to the point. Whenever we are doing interiors, we have to see and understand that that house will start acting like your outer body. It will not be the internal and external walls only. The house is going to be your outer body, and the same way as our outer body behaves or responds to certain things, the things we eat, the things we listen to, the things we think, the things we work on, the way we live, the timing that we manage, our body gets impacted. Same way, the house energy and its residence gets impacted with the kind of house interiors we do. The colors play a very important role in our lives, and also the vastu and the interiors of the house, and that impacts whoever is living in the house. So the behavior patterns, your energies, how do you feel in the morning, how do you feel in the afternoon, how do you feel at night, are you able to relax fully when you come back home? All these things get impacted in a big way depending on what kind of house you live in, how it has been arranged, how it has been managed, how the vastu has been looked at. We make sure that the big blunders or mistakes are not done unknowingly or knowingly, because it will impact you and your family for a long term. People in the house live, they exchange feelings, they eat together, they have working lives there also. A lot of people are working from home, so it matters a lot. And an overview has to be thought of before we start discussing where do we want to place the wardrobe, where do we want to place the bed, and how high should be the mandir, and how many drawers you need in the kitchen. Before that, it needs to be ascertained that what is the overall, what is the preview, what is the bird's eye view of what we are looking at, what kind of budget we are looking at, how things can be fit in that budget, what all things are the most important elements, the must-haves, what are things are the uh, maybes, the may-haves, what all things are the good-to-have things. So it has to be categorized there. We have to divide the stuff into the do civil work. We have to divide it in 3-4 parts, like a lot of civil. Maybe there are civil work required. Maybe we need certain woodwork and electrical and plumbing works. We may need some furnishings, wallpapers, sofas, curtains, and so it's built in layers. It cannot be done in one go. It is built in layers. And looking at all the aspects, integrating initially all your thoughts, all the suggestions, or the vastu, the technical aspects of the house, your design requirements, your functional requirements, your aspirational requirements, aesthetics. Everything is blended together, and the consultant will come up with a good solution, like how the whole certain woodwork and electrical and plumbing works. We may need some furnishings, wallpapers, sofas, curtains, and so it's built in layers. It cannot be done in one go. It is built in layers. And looking at all the aspects, integrating initially all your thoughts, all the suggestions, or the vastu, the technical aspects of the house, your design requirements, your functional requirements, your aspirational requirements, aesthetics. Everything is blended together, and the consultant will come up with a good solution, like how the whole thing will flow from start till end. What we're going to make, how we are going to make. These things are decided in the next phase. So interiors is a method to generate a positive flow of energy and feelings of whoever is living in the house. Whenever you wake up in the morning, you should feel that wow factor, that yes, this is the best thing that I invested. This is something which I have always wanted. This is something which will add value to my and my family's life. It's a long-term planning and investment, and it's a very important to have good strategies and organized ones to go ahead with. You are getting into the next phase of your life while you're going to interiors. You are maturing. Your kids are growing up, or they are taking birth, or they're growing up, or they are maturing from kids to teens. Your parents are moving to the next stage of their lives. So all that has to be incorporated. The smallest of the needs have to be taken care of. Unless you are putting the flat on rent or just want basics, we must look at a lot of factors which needs to be discussed in detail before any kind of suggestions or quotations is prepared in detail. So I have jotted down some points on how to make our interior journey the most valuable, the best that can be possible. So there is an ideal way and a best way to do everything. I've thought of a very good analogy to talk about this, to explain this. Suppose we are building a castle. Now, when we are building a castle, first thing that is very important is the foundation. Okay, so when you are building a castle, let's imagine that the castle has to be done, and the first thing that will come to a mind of somebody who is trying to build a castle would be the design, the code, and the final look, how the castle should look. That would come to mind immediately. Yes, that's very genuine. That's something which is the final product. So this is a tangible thing. Now, what would be the intangibles? There are intangibles which would take us to these tangibles. Now, those intangibles we do not see. However, they are the ones which help us make the final decisions. Now, so the first intangible will be making sure that from the beginning till the end, there is a wholesome experience. Like, we have somebody who can come to our level of thoughts and understand what we want. Somebody who understands the value of time for us and for themselves. Somebody who values the quality of work as much as you do as a client. Somebody who has been in the industry, has experience, has a team of people who understand what's to be done, and they work together. Somebody who is able to give solutions to complex problems inside the room, or some space management issues, or some lighting issues. There are some ventilation issues. All these can be solved. Vastu issues can be solved. Somebody who is able to be, who is very easy to talk to, approachable, because you are talking about your house. It has to be a really sensitive and a very approachable manner of discussion. It cannot be a very technical only, and only sizes and dimensions cannot be talked about. There have to be a lot of other discussions which need to happen. Now, second intangible that I can think of is the trust. So how do you build trust? How do you understand that this person is trustworthy? So there is the way they present the thoughts to you, they present the solution to you, the way they talk as a team. How do they look as a team? Are they approachable? Are they able to show you their past works? Are they able to do they have a collection of their past works? Because taking somebody to somebody's house all the time is not feasible for any interior company. But whoever is living in the house, they always object to a lot of visitors, and it's understandable. Even I would not allow people every day to my house. Or somebody else, if they have invested a lot of money in their house, they would want to live in that. They would not want the interior company to use it as a showroom. So but people can take videos, photos, testimonials that can be presented before you. How many vendors do they have? Have they been able to show you any kind of work in progress? Do they have variety in designing? Have they designed some the category of project that you have, like a 3 BHK or a 2 BHK or a bungalow, whatever you're looking at? Have they been able to design that? Are they able to understand the technicalities? They're able to explain to you all those terms. The third thing that is an intangible and that is very important is the consultation on the exact pain points that you have, or the very important part, the focus on the main priorities that you have for your house. So the conclusion has to be reached together. It cannot be a decision which is made single-handedly only by you or by the expert, the consultant. It has to be it has to be something which is done together after discussion. So are they able to do that? Are they able to provide you with some solutions? Are they able to tell you where to spend and where not to spend? Are they able to guide you? They should be able to tell you that, okay, this is the budget, yes, and it can be divided into 3 parts, and this is what we should spend on, these things which we can hold, these things we should cut down on. and the budget can be used in a proper manner. It should not be wasted. Ki chalo nahi property hai, but bathrooms. You just say that okay, I don't like the bathrooms. Okay, but it is new property. You are able to use the bathroom for some time. The tiles are fresh. The washroom is good, and even later, civil changes are not to be done, like breaking of wall or extending the bathroom is not to be done. Then yes, for some time you can use the bathroom for a couple of years. You can spend this amount in your furnishings, right? So there are ways to allocate the budget for the highest priority areas. Now, finally, you should look at how various experts in the team work together. Are there people who are working as an expertise with each other? Do they have somebody who can plan a budget and revise it if it is required? Do they have somebody who can create lists for you? Do they have somebody who can show you a plan of execution? Do they have somebody who can update the plans? Do they have somebody who can go on the site and check what work is getting done? Do they have people who are able to manage the vendors and the payment schedule and the systems that are laid down in front of you? So it's like a symphony of orchestra being played by multiple experts at any point of time. It's not just the first image that you get from after meeting the designer or anybody, but it has to be a complete team, and there has to be an escalation system. Now, why are all these called as intangibles and the foundation of the castle? Any idea? It is because if these are not there, just imagine that you don't have a wholesome experience. You just find somebody who can tell you, okay, wardrobe, bed, and sofa, and this is the cost and this is the price, and yes, that's it. Has there been a thought given to, will this sofa fit in this space, or will it be comfortable? Will this go with the theme that is in your mind? This pricing is taken into account after what all considerations? And the size of the wardrobe has been taken into account after what all considerations? Do you need a full height door of the wardrobe, or do you need just openable doors or sliding doors? In sliding also there are various categories of sliding wardrobes. What kind of things have been taken into account? So this is just one aspect. So what will be the sequence of work? That is another aspect. Like everybody has a different scenario which is going on in their lives. So has it been incorporated in the solution, in the quotation that has been given? So the wholesome experience, if it is not there, there might be a lot of missouts. And do understand that the opportunity costs of missing out important points before you start your work is very high later on. Okay, I will give you some examples. Suppose there are no teams dedicated for audit, and the work has been done, and finally when you start checking the quotation, you find out that there were 20 items that had to be made, but there are only 19 done. One is missed out because there was nobody going to check it, or some sizes are made wrong. If there are no checks on a milestone basis, there can be some items which are missed out and the sizes are measured and you might not even notice. So it is very important that these blunders do not happen. Milestone wise checks happen. I'm just going to take 2 to 3 examples, and we will see how a team of experts dedicated to the work gives a different value than somebody who's just doing a straightforward one job and not giving you the entire picture. Now, suppose there is a bedroom and you need to build a wardrobe, and the wall on which the wardrobe needs to be created is connected to the washroom. So there is a wall in the middle of the washroom and the bedroom, and you're creating a wardrobe on that wall. What happens? Ideally, okay, you just create a wall and maybe you are a little more conscious and you say that, okay, there might be some seepages, and to save on that, to be safe. So while constructing that wardrobe on that wall, we should not only be careful about the seepages long term, we should also be looking at the electrical points which are coming at the back of it. Those need to be shifted. That is an additional cost. We also need to be aware of whether the right kind of raw material is being used at the back, so that it prevents the species. And if you are not, if you do not remember, if you're not conscious enough, the suggestion should come out from the team themselves, that okay, let us put something at the back of the wardrobe, because it might get spoiled because of the moisture if there is a seepage maybe 5 years down the line or 6 years down the line. Another small example is bed on the washroom wall. Now, okay, bed can be on the washroom wall, not an issue, but the problem can be later that whenever somebody uses the washrooms living above or below, or even somebody in your house, it will be disturbing for you. And once the wall is fixed of the bed, the rest of the walls also get fixed. One wall will have a wardrobe, one will have a study, one will have a dresser and a TV unit, and you may not be able to have a good sleep any day in the next few years because you cannot move anything. So all these thought processes and consultation needs to happen before even the designing starts. Where do we want what, and how many things can be put inside a room, and how big, probably what is the proportion of the sizes that can be put in the room. Now let's take another small example of giving you an estimate. Those were the solutions that I talked about. Let's talk about giving an estimate, maybe just a small thing like a wall demolition. There is a wall between kitchen and dining and you want to demolish it. Okay, it's as simple as that. So what will be the cost and what will be the impact? In the first lookout, you may say that okay, wall will get demolished, and we may build half a wall, or we may not build a wall. We can just create a breakfast counter with storages below. But there are multiple things to understand here. Once you are breaking down the wall, there is a damaged wall which is left behind. There is a damaged floor which is left behind. There may be switch points or home automation points on that wall that is being broken. Those need to be shifted. The debris that has come out of breaking out a wall, that needs to be shifted. The leveling of the wall has to be done using a POP. Then if you are creating half a wall, then another mason is supposed to come and do that. So just for breaking one wall, there are 6 to 7 teams who need to be engaged there. An electrician, a carpenter if a unit needs to be made to hide that damaged tile space, a POP person, a mason, a vendor who will be picking up the debris and throwing it away, a truck person who will pick up the waste, and so on and so forth. So, and a painter who will paint the wall that is getting demolished. So even for a small job like demolition of a wall or creating a wall, there are so many people, 6 to 7 type of people need to be called for. Now these people do not come just at one call all together. Then their visits needs to be sequenced. Who will come, when, and how much time will it take, how much money they will be charging. All this needs to be decided. There is no standard estimate made out of it. It has to be created as per your house. The size of the wall will be different, the type of wall it will be different. It can be a brick wall, it can be a dry wall, it can be a thick wall which is a brick, it can be a Ciporex wall. So every time we do a demolition, there are multiple dynamics for each and every wall, for each and every house. So each time somebody who is able to understand all the dynamics needs to calculate those costs separately for you in a unique way. Every time we have to do that. So the value of doing things as a team and as an expert and giving you the right picture before is important. Now, suppose this job is getting done. Initially, it was only told to you that wall demolition cost is going to be 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees. However, rest all the costs were hidden and not told to you. Would you appreciate that, or would you appreciate somebody telling you that, okay, wall demolition is this, but together with it, 5-6 other things need to be paid for? That transparency needs to be given to you. So that's what a wholesome experience is. Like, okay, initially you may think that, okay, this is a little high, but there are no hidden things. For the person who is just giving you a wall demolition cost, later your experience has got soured even before the work has started. Just after a wall demolition, you're seeing that 10 hidden costs are being put in front of you. So try and understand the intangible, the value of those intangibles that are getting presented before you with a good reputed branded company, with a team of experts who know what they are doing and who know how to do things. So in the market, while creating a quotation, one needs to just have a modular mindset. All these intangibles cannot be shown to you as any company, as anyone. It cannot be shown to you that what kind of value add will be done other than the design, other than creating a code, other than giving you the final product. Because whatever is as the foundation, I said, the castle will be as good and strong as the foundation. It might look very beautiful on paper, but it cannot be implemented because all these other things have not been taken care of. There are no audit systems. There are no escalation metrics. Suppose you face issues with somebody, but there has to be somebody who can talk to them. There has to be an escalation matrix for you. The consultant who gave you the solutions should be able to talk to their team before giving you all those solutions. So they go back to the office, they sit with them, they discuss your layout and plan, and they do all the due diligence initial ones before telling you or committing you certain things. So this needs to be done. Only the modular thought of giving you a per square feet rate doesn't work in a customized and personalized interior world. There are a few more aspects in each area that I can discuss and show you and tell you how valuable the intangibles discussion is, and you will start appreciating that whoever is not going ahead only with showing you the tangibles and getting the deals, they are also looking at a lot of other aspects which cannot be put in the quotation. These are all built as a team. These are all some things which are not able to be seen, and these also have a little premium for an overall project. And because of these, you save on a lot of inconveniences in future. You save on lot of extra costs because the blunders are lesser. You save on a lot of wastage and damages, and you save on a lot of time because when the clarity is there from before, lesser time is required to design and lesser time is required to execute the project. So keeping all these factors in mind, I thought it would be a very good idea to talk to you about how to think when you are trying to invest in your long-term home, a beautiful abode for you and your family. We need to keep the perspective of having a good experience overall, good energies for your home, people who are able to think like you think for your house. They should be the ones who should be designing and executing your house. Choose wisely, and we are there as a team. We have been working very hard in creating a lot of good designs and good solutions. We have consultants, we have designers, architects, project managers, site engineers. As a team, we work in a cohesive manner, discussing each and every project together, and we try to give the best output possible with all the scope of work and the commitments made. Thank you so much for giving me time and listening to me. I hope this was useful. Any feedback and suggestions are most welcome. This is a third in the series of my sessions that I've started for all of you. I'm trying to bring out what we do in the background, how we design things, how we think, how we help our clients think. And I wish to add a lot of value to your lives and your homes when you design and execute it. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.